When I was 18, little did I know I was taking the first steps towards my self-improvement journey and how those actions will have a profound effect on my confidence and my future dating life. And it all started with doing 100 push-ups in the morning before school. Now, if you don't know, I was the typical skinny kid. Freshman year of college, I was 5'8", 106 pounds, twig arms. I wore hoodies to school every single day because I got made fun of for how my wrist went to my elbow and it was all the same size. Pretty much I had no confidence and got no respect whatsoever, and it was mostly because of my body. Now, when it comes to women, of course, I never got any attention in that area. But I did notice that the women were really attracted to the athletes or the guys with the really nice, lean physique sort of bodies. And that's when I realized this one thing: body game changes everything. Now, I'm sure you heard the term body game before, but me personally, I've never really talked about it directly. I always talk about it indirectly. How, of course, going to the gym, improving our health, has a positive impact on multiple areas in our life. But how does body game directly affect your results with women? Well, first, let's define body game, and that is simply attracting women through your muscularity, frame, or stature. Now, with your frame and stature, this is mostly genetic. So this is our skeletal frame, how tall we are. And of course, with height, we talked about things regarding that multiple times on this channel. However, when it comes to muscularity, this is the combination between your muscle and your body fat. And me, myself, I'm only around 5'10" and a half, 5'11". So I wasn't blessed with the greatest of stature. Even my clavicles are quite narrow. And so I had to build upon my frame through lifting, through doing calisthenics, weighted calisthenics, in order for me to fully leverage this body game. Now, speaking about leverage, body game is simply added leverage to your appeal and attraction. There's different points of leverage that we all have. It could be your face, it could be your unique sex appeal, it could be your voice, it could be how charismatic you are. But when you have the physique that women see and they appreciate, when you look better than everybody else around you in a room, when you wear that fitted t-shirt and the veins are showing, the arms are filled out, and overall you look like a man who is capable and competent without even speaking a word, that just adds so much appeal and leverage to you, and that's what women actually appreciate. Now, some women, yes, they're gonna be purely physically attracted to you on your body alone, but I feel like most women are actually attracted to the things that came with building that body, the consistency, the discipline, the ambition, and in a lot of cases, this translates to other areas of your life. Now, let's say you've been working out for 6 months, maybe a year. You've seen some results, but you're not necessarily noticing the true effects of body game just yet, especially when it comes to women. So let's talk about when you'll actually start to see the results and when it will actually start making a difference. First thing we gotta talk about is your body mass index. Now, the BMI scale is something that a lot of people don't listen to because it really doesn't necessarily show the health of somebody. However, when it comes to understanding how much muscle we have, I think it's actually a good gauge. And I found that anywhere between 24 to 26 BMI seems to be the sweet spot when it comes to being the most attractive version of yourself, especially from a female viewpoint. Because remember, what men find attractive and what women find attractive are two different things. A guy who is getting into body game or making themselves more attractive through the use of building muscle, they think they need to get as big as possible, getting to 27, 28 BMI, being overly massive. Well, let me tell you, that's not necessarily the case. And we all should know by now that if you get too big, that's actually taken away from your appeal because of the negative characteristics that come with getting too massive, such as looking way too intimidating, overall just looking quote unquote scary, as some girls like to say. That's why I found whenever you reach that sort of lean muscular physique to where it's noticeable that this guy works out, this guy takes care of himself, but at the same time, you have enough muscle to where it actually shows in clothes. Because keep in mind, if you're below a 24 BMI, you're not gonna really look that muscular in clothes. If you are between that range too, you have to actually showcase it and wear clothes that insinuate the newfound physique that you do have. And I know the oversized trend is in fashion right now, the oversized look, the streetwear sort of look, but you're not gonna be able to fully leverage the physique aspect of body game if you do go that route. So in terms of the BMI scale, aim for a 24 to 26 BMI, you'll tend to find that is the sweet spot. Now, if you guys don't know, I pretty much documented my whole entire fitness journey on YouTube the past 10 years. I primarily got to this range where I started noticing results with my body game through the use of calisthenics and weighted calisthenics, which means training with your body weight. Really training to be strong was my original goal. Let me take that back. At first, it was to actually build muscle and gain weight. That was the original purpose. And I reached that relatively fast. But after a while, it became more for myself and I wanted to get strong and I wanted to be different than everybody else who was just pumping weight. And so that's when I discovered calisthenics calisthenics. That's when I started documenting my whole entire journey through calisthenics. And I know a lot of you guys have seen those videos too back in the day. Even now, my other channel, I still occasionally post on it. But this is just a shameless promotion. If you really want to separate yourself in terms of everybody else, also just start doing some calisthenics, man. If you learn how to do a one-arm pull-up, you're really going to separate yourself outside the pack, not only from obviously the fact that you're muscular, you're lean, and calisthenics bodies tend to show like the most purest form of muscle. They don't get overly too big or massive, but at the same time, they're graceful, they're strong. You have a skill set and something that you can actually show off. And a lot of people will think you're showing off, but the truth is you're literally just working out. I can't tell you how many connections I've made in terms of women when it comes to me just teaching them how to do a handstand. When it came to me just doing cool stuff in the gym and them coming up and approaching and talking to me. Now you can do whatever training style you personally want and something that you can maintain consistency with, but just know if you do calisthenics, that's gonna be just another half point of leverage there that's gonna work in your favor. Now the thing about body game you guys gotta realize is that when it comes to having that nice body, the nice filled arms, the chest, that's equivalent to a woman having a nice rack and also a nice back, if you know what I mean, right? These are aspects of sex appeal within a man and a woman's body. A woman who has a nice face but lacks sex appeal in that area of her body, she's always gonna get beaten by the woman who has a nice face and has a body, right? Once again, the guy who has a decent face or even an average face, normal body versus the same guy or a similar guy with a nice face and he has an amazing body, who's gonna win? The guy with the nice body. Of course he's gonna win. It's an added layer of sex appeal, and people are innately attracted and have raw desire for people who showcase signs of sex appeal. You'll also notice too that whenever you build your physique and you start to present it and showcase it in the right way, you'll actually have women interested more in short-term affairs with you. And this is actually signaled within just biology and evolutionary psychology within itself. And that is the fact that the higher signs of sex appeal that you show from a raw desire sort of level, the more that women want you, especially for short-term basis. So if you're a guy right now who can't fully leverage body game, you're gonna notice that a lot of women are gonna put you in the boyfriend box, husband box, wanna take you on 5, 6, 7 dates before they do anything with you, always positioning you as the beta or the guy that they don't break rules for, versus once you start getting that physique, you're gonna be the guy that they break rules for. First date, second date, they wanna kiss you, they wanna sleep with you. You don't even gotta take them out on dates if they're really attracted to you. I've done no dates game for years on end. And a lot of that I led not only with my facial attraction, but with my body game too. And everything else just pretty much amplified that. Now, once upon a time, I was on this date with a woman and she was fairly attractive. I mean, she wasn't necessarily fit, but she still had like a decent physique. Nothing that I thought, you know, was out of the ordinary. Now, remember on this date, she kept mentioning, you're so fit, you're so fit. Oh my God, how you get so fit? And like literally every conversation point, every 30 minutes, she was bringing it up. And through that, she was finding excuses to like touch my arms. You know, she wanted me to flex. And then I was like, oh, let me see yours. And she flexed back too. Because of that, I've noticed that body game has lended itself to allow things through physical escalation to happen a lot more naturally. And also for you to have a lot more confidence. Because obviously when you get the nice physique, you're gonna like walk differently, you're gonna talk differently, you're gonna be more confident in yourself to approach women, you're gonna be able to leverage maybe shirtless pictures. But also when it comes down to meeting her in person, she's gonna notice that added layer of confidence. And for that reason, it's gonna actually potentially bring down her confidence, thus bringing up yours. I know it's a weird phenomenon, but whenever a girl starts to hype you up, especially for your looks, that makes you more confident in the moment. So this particular girl who I'm talking about, always commenting how fit I am and how I bet I usually like fitness girls, she was pretty much trying to disqualify herself, like, oh, I'm not as fit as you. And I had to let her know, like, hey, you know, I don't necessarily expect a woman to be as fit as me or to be as dedicated as me, but you know, you have a nice body too. But she kept commenting on the fact how I was super fit and like she couldn't get it out of her head. And you know, of course, we end up having the business meeting, but this has happened multiple times. And when you have that, it just makes everything so much easier. So remember guys, you are what you attract. So if you are a guy who wants a girl who's in shape, you are a guy who wants a woman who looks nice in that dress, you're gonna have to work on your physique, man. Women who are fit, more times than not, are never with guys who are not fit. Like, you never see it. Gym girl, gym guy. You never see gym girl and lazy guy. You'll see the opposite. You'll see a gym guy with a girl who really doesn't go to the gym that often, just naturally has a nice physique, but it's rare that you'll see the opposite. So if you are a guy who is wanting to attract more women who are fit, who look very nice, who have that body game and sex appeal themselves, at the minimum, you have to be practicing body game. You have to be going to the gym 3, 4, 5 times a week. You have to be hitting your protein. You have to be hitting your macros and your calories. It's pretty much a non-negotiable. And your consistency over time will yield the results that you're finally looking for. And also, if you do want more help in terms of your training, nutrition, and learning how to present that most attractive version of yourself online in multiple ways so that you finally get the dating options that you want and desire, then check out my digital Romeo mentorship, where I take you by the hand, give you constant and weekly feedback of how you can implement all the practices I've done for myself and now hundreds of others. So I'm gonna leave a link down below, schedule a free call, and hopefully we can talk soon. See you guys in the next video. Peace.